Yo, 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 we back. Fresh episode, Talking Game. Is your host, Anthony, Tony, LT, King, Yellow Tape King. Whatever you call me, lets me know what I was on when you was fucking with me. And solo episode, as y'all can see today. It's election night. Whoever you voted for, that's your priority. But I'm glad to see a lot of people going out and vote in record numbers. Um, you know what this is though? This sports content. So let's get straight to it. It's been a while since the last episode. I promise not to go that long without an episode again. I do want to talk Yankees World Series. Haven't, sorry, just had a run, so the pores still open. But I do want to talk Yankees World Series. It hurt. It really hurt. The Yankees fan in me will always say that I had the Yankees in seven. The knowledgeable sports fan in me had the Dodgers in seven. The Dodgers rotation, their bullpen, they came alive. You got to think they had a 33 inning scoreless streak at some point throughout the playoffs. Um, Freddie Freeman, you know that he represents. I think he just pinned himself a guaranteed spot in the Hall of Fame. Mookie Betts, three-time champ, MVP, all those gold gloves, all those silver sluggers, Hall of Fame. Shohei Ohtani becoming arguably the best baseball player of this generation. Actually, I don't know if that's arguable at this point. He's becoming one of the best baseball players ever. Uh, and he didn't even play that well. You know, the shoulder was an issue, and but he wasn't playing that well in game one either. So I don't know if that was all that it was, but you know, the shoulder was a big issue. Um, Losing the way that the Yankees did though was very tough. Um, I had hope for game five. I thought that the Yankees would win game five. I didn't have hope for game six. I'm not gonna lie. Going back to LA, Rodon, never been a big Rodon guy. Nearly four ERA throughout the regular season, over four ERA during the playoffs. Um, Yamamoto, he kind of owned us in New York and he owned us in game two of the World Series. So I wasn't very comfortable with that matchup, but at least wanted to get there. And for the Yankees bats to come alive in game four and then in game five. But for the Yankees warts that has kind of played the Yankees all year to show up on the biggest stage and embarrass us, like that kid that shows out in the store and you want to whoop his ass, but you can't whoop his ass because it's too many people watching. That was the Yankees. And I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. That's still a huge indictment on Aaron Boone. And y'all know good and goddamn well I can't stand Aaron Boone. The Dodgers beat us in the little things, base running. You know what I'm saying? Getting that extra base if the ball kicks off of the wall, getting that extra base on an errant throw or a lazy throw or somebody not busting they ass to get to a ball. Those are the ways that they won. If you think about game one, two of their runs were going station to station, getting somebody on third base with less than 2 outs, and then you go back to game one, Yankees lose the worst possible way you can lose a World Series game, extra innings, grand slam, because Boone decides to put Nestor Cortez in as a closer, not one of our great studs out of the bullpen. We put Nestor Cortez in. And mind you, I was all in favor of Nestor Cortez coming out of the pen, but as a long reliever. Being a closer is a different animal. It's just different. The only time that a starter should be prepared to throw as a closer or one pitch inning as a reliever is during the All-Star game, not during the World Series. That was coaching malpractice at that point. Um, I will say this though, all games were winnable if the Yankees just found a way to hit with runners in scoring position because the Dodgers wasn't hitting with runners in scoring position either. They both were under 200. Nobody was really killing it offensively. It's just when the Dodgers scored or got a home run, it was just like such a gut punch. Such a gut punch. And when the Yankees would score or get a run, the Dodgers would be up 4 or 5. And then, oh, look, we put up two in the ninth inning. That helps nobody unless you pick the over under and you needed more. You know what I'm saying? You picked the over and you needed a couple more runs for insurance. Um, Yankees bullpen games 2 through 5, amazing. It sucks that they didn't get the wins that they needed. Um, Jazz Chisholm, Anthony Volpe, both will be back next year. We have to run more. We have to run more. Jazz Chisholm can score and create so much problem and wreak so much havoc when he gets on base, all by himself. Anthony Volpe also can. He definitely had his little blunders in the base running, but the Yankees team did. And like I say, those things fall on Aaron Boone. And I'm not an Aaron Boone guy. Um, the Dodgers starters, they definitely outdueled us. Flaherty, other than game one. Other than game one. But if you look, they were getting game one, they got 5 from the starter. Game two, they got more than 5. Game three, they got more than 5. Game four was a bullpen game, so as expected. And then we actually got the Flaherty in game. No, game four was a bullpen game. Game five, we actually did get the Flaherty, but it doesn't matter because we gave it all back in the fifth inning, the dreaded fifth inning. Um, I will say this: the Yankees' plan for the future and getting better should stretch out further than just worrying about the American League and the American League East. They have to think about being better than the Dodgers because the Dodgers are already poised to be better next year than they were this year. You think about Glass now coming back. You think about Shohei Ohtani actually being able to pitch, probably being a little bit more comfortable in that lineup. Um, my boy May coming back to pitch. That's three. That's a pretty hell of a rotation. You go Yamamoto, Shohei, Glass now, and Bueller, who's going to be a year back, another year back from Tommy John. Flaherty's still going to be there. That rotation is going to be crazy, and you're going to be able to skip starters and still maintain. Um, we got to figure that out. I, it is kind of cool. Brian Cashman call in Garrett Cole's bluff in the last couple of days. Garrett Cole opted out. He wanted to get another year tacked on. Well, he wanted the Yankees to add another year, $36 million in tack on, which if the Yankees decided to opt in, that is what he would have had to do. I mean, that is what would have been part of the contract. No. Brian Cashman says, nah, bro. Let's see if you let's see what you're worth on in the free agency. Garrett Cole, Yankee now, forever, says fuck it. Says fuck it. I'll just stay opted in and we're gonna run this thing back. So you got 4 more years, $144 million left. And let's run it back, man. I'm not mad at it. I would like to see Garrett Cole healthy for a full season. He wasn't healthy all last year. And maybe go after Blake Snell. I feel like we still need another pitcher. It sucks that we paid Rodon all this money, but he's not a legit number two. Maybe Luis Hill can be our number two. Um, now that he's used to logging all of these innings, but that's still a stretch, and that's still asking a lot from somebody who's only going to be in their second year. Um, we definitely got to figure that out. The closer situation, it looked like we have something with Luke Weaver. Um, I'm down for that. Juan Soto, the giant shadow casted over Yankee Stadium. During the series against the Dodgers and shortly after the series with the Dodgers, I was saying that I feel like Soto may actually be in a Dodgers uniform next year. Um, Of course, other reports have been talking about it. It just makes sense money wise for the Dodgers to at least talk about it and kick the tires and see what can happen with adding Juan Soto. Shohei Ohtani contract has made it very easy, or I don't know if easy is the word, but it makes it viable to pursue other big name free agents like Juan Soto because he defers so much money. Does Juan Soto want to be back on the West Coast? I don't know. Did Juan Soto look like he loved being a Yankee? Yes. Money talks though, bullshit walks. Um, and it depends on what's the most important thing to him. You know what I'm saying? Is it money? Is it more money than the Yankees willing to offer? Is being a Yankee still a valuable thing in the MLB to players, as young as Juan Soto? I don't know. Yankees have only won two chips since he's been alive, and the last one he was 10. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where that value is for him, but we shall see. Hey man, shout out to my boy Giancarlo Stanton. Like I say, he's my guy, man. In the playoffs, I know what I'm going to get from him. Against the Red Sox, I know what I'm going to get from him. And that alone makes him worth every penny of that fat ass contract he gets paid just to DH. I just hope that he can get his legs under him a little better next year and actually be a threat on the bases. Just running to first, not necessarily stealing bases because a ground ball in the hole, he's getting thrown out at first. You know what I'm saying? It's like if it ain't a home run or if it's not nothing far off home run wise, I mean hit wise, my boy is out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm interested to see how this winter is going to be. And the first domino is going to be Juan Soto. If not, I'll take Pete Alonso in that lineup. You know what I'm saying? Is other paths to the Yankees getting better without signing Juan Soto because that is such a large amount of money. We can get other parts and pieces and really build the team out. Um, we shall see though. Brian Cashman, sometimes he spends bad money, sometimes he's cheap. You never know what you're gonna get. And sometimes he does stuff like bring in Garrett Cole and Juan Soto in the winter. So let's see what happens. Right now I do want to jump and talk NBA. My Lakers started off 3-0. Since then, they have lost three out of the last four. Lost to Detroit, lost to Cleveland, lost to Phoenix. Two of those three losses ain't nothing really bad about those. All the games were on the road. Um, I'm not willing to anoint Phil Jackson. See, JJ Redick is Phil Jackson, Pat Riley, Red Auerbach, none of the great coaches in NBA history. But I will say this. It's been multiple times that I've seen him run a play out of timeout, and that alone has made makes him better than Darvin Ham. Okay. He's running plays for action. Jackson Hayes, running nice plays for corner threes for Austin Reeves. And most importantly, he is making Anthony Davis the vocal point. The funny thing is thinking back to when JJ Redick was calling games last year and him just saying out loud, obviously, because he's announcing the games. Why hasn't AD touched the ball? Why aren't they running the offense through Anthony Davis? And now he has the opportunity to ensure that the Lakers are running their offense through Anthony Davis and that he is touching the ball every chance that he gets. And with that, Anthony Davis for the first week of the season was player of the week. Through the first week of the season, he leads the league in points. And through the first week of the season, I know it is very early, he is in MVP conversations. Shout out to Anthony Davis. This is the Anthony Davis we wanted when he came from the Pelicans, and that is the Anthony Davis that we are going to get. Bronny, Braun, they had their moment. That was great. Bronny, we need you to shoot 40% from three. Max Christie, we need you to shoot about 40% from three. Gabe Vincent, we need you to shoot about 40% from the three. Rui Hachimura, Give us 35 to 38% from three. You know what I'm saying? We need better shooting. I don't care what plays JJ run right up, draw up. If you're not going to make the basket, it's all for nothing. D-Lo, we need you about 39 to 40% from three. Okay? We need that to happen. Um, no slander on LeBron's name. It does look like it's getting a little harder for him, though. It literally took him a three in the fourth quarter to get over 10 points and continue that double digit streak that lasts. Whew, Jesus. What is this? We're getting to 3,000 games or some shit like that. I don't even remember, but he is getting harder for him as well. Um, Real quick, I do want to touch on early injuries, man. DeJounte Murray, freak accident. That's crazy. Paul George, hyperextended his knee in the preseason. Steph Curry, hurt. Kawhi Leonard, hurt. Joel Embiid, maybe hurt. We don't know. But he says he's hurt. I'm gonna take him for his word. He got to chill though. Now he's starting to be combative. He's pushing reporters. He's getting suspended. He's going at it with reporters. Guess what? Reporters are gonna always be there. You're gonna have to fight a lot of people if you think that that's going to be your MO going forward. And Philadelphia does not seem like the kind of town where you want to be that person. Um, Kawhi being out, same old song. I know Paul George is like, and that's the guy you maxed out and you wanted to come lowball me. Fuck out of here. Um, we should have known Kawhi was hurt. Well, I knew Kawhi was hurt when he didn't play in the Olympics. The Clippers was like, hell nah. They put that BS joint statement out. And no. He's recovering because he had fucking secret knee surgery. And now it's swelling up. Um, on my notes, I also had P5 having a leap year, Paulo Banchero. Now I have to put him under the injury list. And the question is, why are all of these young stars and players getting hurt? I do not remember players getting hurt this much when I was a kid looking at hoops. Is the game more physical? It doesn't look as though. You have better trainers, you eat better, you massage better, you hyperbolic chamber, you ice bath, you do all those things. And these guys are still getting hurt at a crazy clip. I wonder why. Real quick, it's funny because like I say, these notes I made and I have the date is October 30th, so last week. And for my my NFL notes, I have the Panthers as the worst team ever. Well, we beat the Saints. So welcome, Saints. Nope, you are the worst team ever. You are last in the division. Haha. Anybody knows me knows I fucking hate the Saints just like I hate the Red Sox. I hate the Celtics. I hate Duke basketball. I hate Florida State football. It's just certain teams that I fucking hate. The Ravens, they keep having head scratching losses. The Browns, head scratcher. The Raiders, head scratcher. The Chiefs, I mean, look at the Chiefs. You can't really be mad at that. The Chiefs gonna win any close game. You have to blow them out. And it showed last night when they played the Bucks, winning in overtime. Um, Lamar, y'all know how I feel about Lamar. No slander on my boy. I think Lamar could possibly be the greatest of all time. He just got to start winning chips. And then we'll start looking back at the stats and looking at the numbers and look at the plays and look at the things that he's done. And then we can start having that conversation of one of the best of all time. But until a chip, it ain't happening. He already got the two MVPs. He got the quarterback rushing records that he's going to set, break, all of the above. But it's all going to come down to chips. And from his tone and all his answers, even last year, and even the first year he won the champion, I mean, won the MVP, he wants it. You know what I'm saying? But Derrick Henry is going to make it a lot easier for him. And it shows. Derrick Henry already over 1,000 yards, and it's what, week 9, 2,000. Dang, he might have 2,000 yard seasons, and that is crazy to think about that. Um, Now wait, I gotta look that up. Has Has an NFL running back ever rushed for 2,000 yards in multiple years? No, no running back has ever done that. So Derrick Henry right now is on can run for 2,000 yards in 2 seasons. And think about it. If you look at the Ravens, if you watch a Ravens game, I swear it seems like they just saved him for the second half. So he's not even getting beat up and having all the wear and tear that he's had in previous years. And he's good for a 40, 50 yard rush, it seems like every game now. And that's the kind of closer you need in the playoffs when you have a lead and you just pound 4 or 5 yards, 7, 8 minute drives in the game on to the next round. And that's what Derrick Henry provides. Um, I also want to say teams are what their records are. The Jets are bad. Cincinnati is bad. Well, you know what? Cincinnati, I wouldn't necessarily say bad, but Cincinnati's not making the playoffs. You can kill that noise. 3-5. The Jets, 3-5. They're not making the playoffs. These are bad teams. You can go ahead and mark it off. Those are the teams that people just want to have hope because of the names of their quarterbacks or certain players. And guess what? Nah, it's not happening. It's over for those guys. And teams are good. Certain teams are actually good. The Vikings, I feel, are actually good. The Eagles are actually good. The Commanders actually good. I know the Vikings, you're looking at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold has matured. You got to think he was at the Jets. Tumultuous. I don't know if I said that right. I might have pulled a Nord. A terrible situation. He went to Carolina. We clearly couldn't figure out who we wanted to be a quarterback. He goes to San Francisco. He chills. He sits behind Brock Purdy. He learns a thing or two. And now he's all working out with the Vikings. And having Justin Jefferson will make any quarterback look a little bit better. The Eagles, they're good. They're good. Their talent is shining. It's all good. They might not like each other. They might be a dysfunctional family, but you can't fuck with it. Saquon Barkley is balling out of control. Um, the Commanders, Jaden Daniels. Hey man, he's a couple more wins away, a couple more clean games away. You really got to start considering him for the MVP. And last but not least, oh, actually, this ain't gonna be last, but last but not least, speaking of MVPs with the NFL, my mid-season MVP is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry already going over 1,000 yards in 9 games. I don't really see a quarterback just blowing us away right now. Um, Maybe Josh Allen. I was thinking CJ Stroud until they lost Thursday to the Jets. But if it's not Derrick Henry, we might as well just make it a quarterback award at this point. We really, and that's just facts, man. I get it. A quarterback touch the ball every time. They're the most important position on the field, but at some point you got to give love to somebody else. And as of right now, my mid-season Super Bowl pick has not changed. I still got Detroit, who looks like the best team in the NFL. Maybe the Chiefs, but Detroit actually they look very good. And I got Baltimore. I think Baltimore has figured out enough. They have what it takes. I feel like come playoff time, they're not going to go crazy trying to throw the ball all over the yard when they have Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson and Justice Hill, who is very capable. And Richard, who is a great fullback, who, hey, man, if you need 2 yards, you can put it in his gut and he's going to run over everybody. All right. So, last but not least, college football playoff rankings came out, and the U was number 4. I'm with that. First 4 teams do get a bye. I do predict the Hurricanes running the table, getting to the ACC championship game. And then once that happened, I believe win or loss, they're not going to drop out of the top 12 and they'll be a playoff team. My issue with Miami, though, is the defense. The defense is very questionable. Cam Ward, though, hey, as long as you keep giving him the ball, he's going to score eventually. Shout out to Cam Ward. And that's it, man. Real quick tip, solo episode, talking game. Your boy. I appreciate y'all.